I think in my class, personally, I had to figure out ways to make you not annoy me heaps. And so I opened up spaces for creativity so that you guys would actually do something. And then the Creeketz were born before the Creekcast.
Like the Creeketz, like the brand, not just the podcast, but rather like growing into something else. You know, we talk about merch and we talk about the art competition and we talk about having different links rather than only the podcast and more project and more works than that. So that's what I see. I see the development of the brand.
Like, I think you wanted to film a music video or something. So the first option was, oh, go to your little brother and ask him to film.
Yo, I just remembered. We already talked about this on previous segments, but when the Creeketz really surfaced was with the first music video that we did, and it was all filmed by him.
Basically, the Creeketz was basically a thing to just do projects and work on things related to school things, and then you started doing it by yourself, so that is pretty impressive.
I know.
So we ended up like gathering a lot of clothes, and my mom gave us clothes. Pretty cool clothes, I might say. So
yeah.
And we ended up doing a whole music video with it. I actually have the photo right here, one of the album covers, that you can't see. The world doesn't want to.
We'll show it to the world eventually.
I feel like Marnie gave you like the options to focus, but like all your creativities, and you just built it up so well. Like it's just like I can't believe you have an incredible podcast and all of this has grown. But also I'm just like as a weird parent to this, I don't know if I am, but I'm like just like all the content that you have is incredible. Like it's like you're doing things with your power, and that's what I love to see.
Welcome, people, to one of our very final episodes. Today, we have a very, very, very special episode. Way more special than all of our previous ones, I would say.
Whoa.
This is a brief history of the Creeketz. In this series of episodes, we still don't know how many they will be, but the idea is that you get a better understanding of what the Creeketz are and what we stand for. You already know us as guests, but now you will learn about how we came to be, our roots. You'll talk to our teachers who saw us grow, my brother who helped us with the music, the secret lost Creeketz. And yeah, we hope you enjoy getting to know how we operate better. And
we just a nice little intro for you to dive into the episodes that are going to be coming up. We're probably going to be splitting them up by week because sometimes we go over the time that was proposed, but it's okay. At the end of the day, it's so you get the best experience, but we'll cut it up so you can digest it better. And enjoy a brief history of the Creeketz.
Now, with our first guest, Hamed, the lost Creeketz. Transition! Welcome back, everybody. We have our very first guest of this mega episode, Andres Hamed.
What's up, everyone?
Oh yeah, amazing.
So, you are a pretty big part of the Creeketz since you saw the inception of it. You
Yeah, I
saw
was there
how.
from day one.
Day one.
Can you please enlighten us on how we all started?
It was all pretty fun. It started by us making music on class, banging tables, and just singing awfully.
That's music to our own perception, just
I mean, it
hitting a
evolved
table.
into us making-
Basically, just for the uninformed, we are all we were on the same class, and we used to just bang on the tables when we were bored and make like tunes out of them.
pretend to make music.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and we were just thinking. Well, that's a later story, but we eventually had to make a poem for English class, and I just so happened to discover a auto song maker where you just type on the words that you want to be on the song, and then a song is created. So we started to just make covers out of them
Yeah.
and
Yeah, and
make
start writing lyrics.
yeah and heavy quotations music. So
Yeah.
we needed a name to be recognized and
As a
have
band.
as a band. But it didn't go well because we didn't have any original ideas to start with. So if you may know, the Creeketz is a pretty kind of wacky, quirky, funny name. And it basically we gave it that name because I don't know if you know this indie band, the Beatles.
Pretty small band.
They're a very small local band.
Yeah, and they aren't around anymore, but they used to be cool.
Yeah. One of them got shot.
So yeah, basically the Beatles, crickets, insects.
You know, and
And-
insects. Yeah.
And then we decided to write it incredibly wrong to be quirky. and funny. So, Hamed, please tell us about just in general what happened after that.
After all of this, we started writing lyrics and covers and things. And then I think for a project, we had to like make a song. So we decided to write the original lyrics, make a beat, or steal a bit of YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, we stole the beat, but it was still.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
fire.
our music.
Our lyrics are original, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we ended up creating a whole album, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
We made a whole album of lyrics. So, I mean, one day, maybe, I don't know, there's literally this whole document filled with lyrics,
Yeah.
songs, and artwork for those songs.
Yeah, like each song had its own original cover.
Like the Mistress of
Beautiful.
Darkness.
Okay. This is cringier than I remember. And they're pretty bad songs, like either way.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure we were proud of some of them, if I remember.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
if
like
I-
one or two.
the
If I
Strawberry
remember
of Love.
one, yeah, Strawberry of Love or like Crystal Eyes or something.
Oh yeah, Crystal Eyes. that was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, so for anybody listening, I mean, we made a whole story through this album.
We had lore.
Like there was lore. I mean, we were talking
Yeah,
about
like, his story and all the lyrics relating to him.
it was
Yeah.
beautiful, and there are 2 music videos
Out there, yeah.
out there. You know, I'll probably include them in the YouTube if you're watching right here for like a 30-second snippet or something. But yeah, I mean, that's our roots, you know.
That's basically
Music.
the origin. Yeah, we weren't like right
Of
now. We're
music.
more of an activist kind of club, so maybe our audience is kind of shocked right now, especially if you're a newcomer. But
Or
this-
maybe they stopped listening.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's basically just music in general. We made a crap ton of songs. Like we decided to do like a second album, but that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, no, we
Because-
gave up on that.
We wanted to do the second album fully original, We made one song and that's it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're wondering, which you probably aren't, but none of these songs on the first album, like they were all made by the computer. We would just input words.
Yeah,
And-
but we kind of edited them.
Yeah, true.
Like words and sentences.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm right now trying to find the lyrics or something akin to it.
Yeah, and Marley, if you're listening, thanks for all the free time. Well, not really free time. It was just class time. Class time that we decided was gonna be free time.
Oh wow! Do you guys remember the name of the original album? Until the Crickets Stop.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, and our second album, in heavy quotations, was called Relapse, which, if you may remember, it's the name of our first season, if I remember correct, of this podcast.
I mean, I don't really know if we ever even announced that.
Really,
but
I don't know.
In our heads, it's season 1 Relapse.
Relapse. And it's this whole convoluted story of why it's called that. I don't know if we have enough time to delve into it.
Yeah, I don't even remember the lore, so...
I mean, maybe if I look more into just how our lyrics connects, I can piece together. I remember it loosely.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it was some guy that got in a car accident and then he started to write songs to remember his past. And he slowly pieces together that this woman was with him.
Oh yeah, and it was like in LA, and he was there's this one song. But there's this one song where he's in LA partying, and we're like talking about feet and stuff.
That's out of context, but yeah, basically that's it. But it was extremely fun to do.
Yeah,
I mean, and the music videos were fire. I mean,
they are
it
fire.
was an English project. After all.
Yeah, I mean, if you're wondering when you see a snippet, or if we ever put the whole thing, Hamed was the editor for those videos.
Yeah. He edited both, I think.
We were like, you have to do this because nobody else knows how to do it, so
nobody else knows how to edit.
So surprise us. And here's a funny thing, right? Because we would like record it, everything would happen one day. We would just be like, okay, let's do this today, and we would record the whole thing, write the whole thing, and then we'd be like, okay, so while we were recording, we would come up with ideas for like post credit, like when he was editing, and we were like, okay, so maybe like a giant gray cloud can take us, and then we can like be flying midair. And Hamed in the moment was like, oh yeah, that sounds amazing.
Oh yeah. Like Hamed came up with ideas too. He was like, like
we're gonna put a tree here. You're gonna stand there.
Yeah, and like, oh, it's gonna be so fire. And then like 2 weeks later, we didn't have a new video, and we were like, what the fuck? And then the video came, and it's okay. Like, it's still
I mean,
we would memorize the lyrics, so we're just moving our mouth.
Yeah, because there was no time to memorize lyrics.
No,
when you write them the same day.
It wasn't even an issue of memorizing. It was of we didn't know what shots are going to be used at what part of the music. So we just mouthed words.
Oh my god. And for the first one is better because it had more soul, and I think we had a little bit more time and structure.
Yeah.
In the second one though, which was for Fridays for Future, this whole activism thing.
I mean that's a funny thing. Like that's our first grace with activism in general.
But we actually didn't know what like the music was gonna sound like because your brother was making it.
Yeah, he was making it as while we were like recording, so we had no idea.
So we were just lip syncing, but we had no idea like the beats or the rhythm or what we were lip syncing to.
But we had the lyrics, I think.
Yeah, we had the lyrics.
So I still remember part of it.
Like the lyrics?
Yeah, like the actual lyrics.
Oh my god!
Like you don't? It's pretty catchy.
I remember the chorus.
Yeah, it's pretty catchy.
Let's be the face of stopping climate change.
Yeah, I remember.
What a jam!
Maybe I could add that song in the background. Kinda cool.
On loop.
On loop. But yeah, I mean, pretty humble beginnings, to be honest.
Humble.
It started
Humble
as a
beginnings.
joke, and now we're here. But that's
Yeah.
the whole episode theme, I think. It's just looking at how we grew as a brand in general. And we actually have one more type of video, if I remember correctly, documentary.
Oh my god!
Right, for English class again. If the listener doesn't catch up to this, we did this all at school as projects.
And you might think, how did they allow this? Well, you can thank the greatest teacher of all time, Marley,
which is coming up in this very same episode. So
yep.
Stay tuned. And I mean, for that big episode, we at first. For the big project, we were already into the whole band theme. We were so bored that we created the whole kind of band. We had, I think, like 2 more members. I'm not sure who were official and who wasn't. But us 3 were the core.
Yeah, we're the core, basically.
Yeah, and everyone like orbited around the Creeketz.
So never forget about Hamed if you're a true Creeket fan.
Yeah, now it's an underground like trivia. but when the big project, because the Creeketz, like the actual music video wasn't a really big project. I think it was like 30% of our final grade. And we decided to do the Creeketz. So we came to my house and just started like brainstorming ideas from school. We were already like trying to brainstorm ideas.
Writing the boss.
Yeah. And we didn't know like our outfits.
Yeah.
So because we're like pretty, I don't want to say nerdy, but our like clothes are normal, not like rock star clothes.
We're not cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, what do you want from me? It's like a rock star with a black T-shirt is not enough.
Yeah, no.
So we ended up like gathering a lot of clothes, and my mom gave us clothes. Pretty cool clothes, I might say. So and we ended up doing the whole music video with it. I actually have the photo right here of one of the album covers that you can't see. The world doesn't want to.
We'll show it to the world eventually.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, we were pretty into the whole music making business. Like every chance we got on English class, we designed a new cover, a
or
new
song
lyrics.
or whatever. Yeah.
Project for the Creeketz.
Yeah, like freestyle dance. That's a song.
Oh my god.
The critically acclaimed or Beaming Strawberry Love.
Oh, that's the one. That's the
one.
hit.
We were so happy about that one too.
Yeah. like when we're saying this, it's not like, a momentary thing of like in class we were just like, wow, this is amazing. No. Like this was the whole school year where we were like, our Beaming Strawberry Love is amazing.
It was actually fire. And I'm not sure. I mean, maybe for more followers or a special episode next season, we can do a.
I mean,
we can do
it's not like there was even a song. Like it was just lyrics. We didn't ever sing it or make music to it, but it was fire.
Yeah, I mean, find beats on YouTube and paste the link in the document.
This is awful. This is flat out trash.
If you're watching the YouTube, you just saw Huerta's face of disappointment of what he did in his whole 9th grade.
Because I found the document and we were so happy about this one. We were like, oh, this could be an actual song. Like we could actually make a hit. And then on our off time, we started to do like actual music, and by we I'm just saying my brother, because he makes music.
He's an unofficial member of the Creeketz as well.
Yeah, and I think one of those songs actually got a proper cover that was never released. Maybe I can find it. Oh, here, Relapse.
2% Talk.
Yeah, 2% Talk. Yeah, and we already, you can already see like parts of the Creekcast coming together by then.
Yeah.
Because we were already with a theme of, we're going to divide this by episodes. Now we're well, the first album was called like episode 1.
Yeah.
And then the other episode 2, and now we're doing seasons. So that's a fun thing, that how we grew.
Yeah, and actually, the Creekcast doesn't start, like, if you listen to our podcast, it's the first episode isn't the official first episode. We recorded one about Hong Kong protests for school.
Yeah, I remember.
That one was with Hamed.
Yeah,
and
I think I still have the cover for that.
That one's trash. Like, I listened I listened to it once and I regret it. I make an Australian accent for some reason.
Oh yeah, I remember. I don't know why.
And when we were recording it, like, we're at Huerta's house and we're like in his room, the three of us. We're all on our knees next to the bed with one microphone. It had to be one take because every noise we made would like completely throw it all off.
I just remember it's so cringe.
Yeah, I mean we did so many takes and then
the room was really hot. So
we were sweating hard, like, because my room is kind of like closed in and my window doesn't open the right way. And we couldn't even open it because there was sound outside.
Exactly.
So we were kind of screwed on that front.
Yeah.
And I remember we did a little special segment where we had a guest, but it was a surprise guest for both us and the guest, because I don't know who I called. I called someone on the phone.
Oh my God, I remember.
Because I don't remember why. And I was like, what's the opinion on the public about this? And I called Baka on the phone, another classmate of ours, and we just called him on our phone, and really choppy audio. We may do that sometime. I don't know. It's another idea that needs more fruition.
Yeah, but I mean, that is Hamed on the Creekcast now officially. You know, he was a part of the beginning. You know,
I mean, from every stage, right? Like, not only from the inception of the Creeketz in general, but the Creekcast too. We made the first episode, us three together. So it's a nice reunion. So to say.
Yeah. It's not like we never see each other, but it's a reunion.
Yeah, I mean, we never see each other like as Creeketz, I would say.
Yeah, that's true. So, he's not getting paid for being on here, by the way.
No, we don't know how to pay him with. Not like we're making revenue. But yeah, basically, that's it. Maybe I'll put on some of my brother's music that we made for the Creeketz. Maybe when we have him later on the episode, we'll see. We'll make this as we go.
And I mean, this was our first guest of this mega episode, Hamed. You know, if you'd like to say something to the listeners,
thank you
for your goodbye.
This was a great experience to look back on all our stupid adventures.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? We may make a new music video. I'm kind of worried.
You never know.
You never know. But we need a proper cause and stuff.
A 12th grade goodbye, you know?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like when we graduate. Well, now we have it documented on video.
Yeah, exactly.
On when the idea came to be. So, that was great talking. Well, being with the OG Creeketz right now. But that's not it. That's barely the start of the episode. So hang in there, because we're going to our next guest right now. See you in this next cut.
Smooth.
Yeah, maybe an ad break. I don't know. Bye-bye. welcome back everyone to the Creekcast, this mini series episodes. We're back again with two of our previous guests, actually, Garan and Marley. Say hi.
Hi.
Bye.
As you may know, if you listen to our previous episodes with them, they're our teachers. Well, Marley's no longer my teacher for quite some time now, but Garan, I mean, he's been my math teacher since forever, since middle
Yeah,
school.
it's been 5 years now. Can you
Yeah,
believe
wow,
that?
5 years. Damn.
Oh my
I know.
god.
This
Wow.
is insane.
And yeah, we wanted to have you on because you have a unique perspective on how the whole Creeketz brand was formed, and even beyond that, you have some unique takes that we want to get out of you. So, how did you saw us like come together to form this? I guess is the first question.
I think in my class, personally, I had to figure out ways to make you not annoy me heaps. And so I opened up spaces for creativity so that you guys would actually do something.
Yeah.
And then the Creeketz were born before the Creekcast, no?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I that's a thing. The Creeketz were the first brand name before the Creekcast. We already touched on this on the episode with Masa, with Hamed.
The forgotten one. I mean,
Yeah.
what?
We don't know what to say.
The lost Creeketz. On how like the name came to be. It's a whole ordeal, so I don't want to be repetitive. But yeah, I mean, basically, I would argue that it started on Marley's class.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
like on assignments on how not to be like on not boring English class assignments. I think that's where it all came down to. I mean,
Yeah.
it was your assignment where we.
I can't
made
actually
this music
remember
video.
what the assignments were, though.
I'm not
Like, as
sure
a teacher,
either.
you make so many assignments. I can't remember what I made for you to be able to make a music video, but I was like, they're doing stuff. That's all right.
Very communicated. It's
Leave
fine.
it. You know, us as the Creekets, we like cherish that moment, and Marley's just like, it happened.
They did some stuff, I guess.
No, I do remember that you came to class one day and you were like, Molly, we've worked on this on the weekend for 10 hours. 10 hours, Molly. And I was like, really? You worked on something? Wow. For 10 hours especially. And then I saw the first Creeketz music video and I was actually impressed. I was like, wow, I can tell you worked on this for 10 hours.
So, yeah, it had
And Max is
spirit.
actually a good rapper.
Yeah, he was the only one that could like even remotely sing. So I put the house, I put the clothes, the car that we didn't drive, and wrote some lyrics. Asked my brother to do the music, and he rapped. And Hamid was the third one.
No, I liked
No,
Ahmed's
he edited
part.
the
He kind
video.
of came in with a different vibe. It was like I like Ahmed's part in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to downplay him because he actually edited the whole thing.
Yeah, keep the whole thing.
Oh wow! I never knew
And
that.
it was a style icon. I was just like I love those clothes. I'm just like, why don't you wear those in your daily lives? They look great.
Yeah,
I was like,
I know, right?
yes.
I mean, we had a whole joke on how when we took off the costumes. Maybe we'll talk on this later on the podcast with some other guests on how they were my mom's clothes actually. Because
Even that red jacket that Ahmed was wearing, your mum. That's your mum.
no,
that one was mine.
that was a pimp costume.
Like your mum's got some saucy style there.
Yeah, I mean, she was like alt when she was our age, so I had like the whole like trench coat with a pink thing. Yeah, I mean, we had the whole joke that when we took off the costumes, we were like different people.
Yeah, we didn't feel like ourselves anymore. It was
We got so into the Creekcast mentality that we were like rock stars at that time. We're like genuine, like and I don't know, the whole thing like took off on different aspects. I know that I did some like at least 2 other projects aside, like by myself, of the Creeketz. I did I think a photo shoot for I think theater class.
Okay, are you sure it wasn't in our class? Because you know what I found yesterday? Maz's photo series that he made, and it was called what? Wait, remember we did photo series? Maz's was called like Teachers on the Verge.
Wow, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
I actually kept it for you because I thought it was hilarious.
I remember that. I just took pictures of everybody during class, and they were all like about to go crazy.
That's the funniest part of your photo series. Nobody was about to go crazy. I was smiling. Arturo was smiling. Gagan was smiling. You were trying to pretend that you were trying to say that we were all about to have mental breakdowns, but we all looked really happy in the photo.
You were about 2 years too early, Masa.
Exactly. It would work
do
right
it.
now.
Do it this year, and you'll have different.
Yeah, that would actually be a cool follow-up on before and after. But yeah, then it was your class because I did a photo shoot of like the life of a Creeketz, and it was me overdosing and stuff.
Yeah, and
My
Marley.
favorite. Sorry, go ahead, Masa.
Yeah, you were kind of like the base, the entry point for the Creeketz to be born, and then Gagan came in as the first guest. That's an honor that you can have,
Thank you so much.
being the first Creek guest of the Creekcast.
I was so happy that I didn't scar you with what I do in class, but you were like, we can like you outside of class, and I was like, oh my goodness. But I did feel so honoured, especially because I was like in the dungeon of the UK, and I was like, yes, I will happily do this in the weird time difference. But I definitely feel like, because Marianne, like, I think I knew you before Marley, and I feel like it's almost like before Marley and after Marley, and how I saw you change, because I feel like Marley gave you like the options to focus, but like all your creativities, and you just built it up so well. Like, it's just like I can't believe you have an incredible podcast, and all of this has grown. But also, I'm just like as a weird parent to this, I don't know if I am, but I'm like, just like all the content that you have is incredible. Like, it's like you're doing things with your power, and that's what I love to see. And I feel like in education, I'm gonna try and teach you some maths next year. Are you gonna use it in your real life? Probably not. But I'm so glad that we get to see like this phase that you're in. Like, it's so cool. So yeah, I feel like I didn't really support you because I feel like Marley like gave you the ground to do it. But I just feel so honored that I get to like see it and see what you're doing with it.
I mean,
so, yeah.
Not to downplay yourself, because if I remember correctly, you were the one that had to deal with the three of us on the same classroom while actually trying to do work.
Yeah,
like, Marley understood like our dynamic. They're like, put them
Marley
to
just
do
gave
some,
up early on. She was like,
make them do some podcasts, make them, I don't know, make them do something. And we went out and worked for hours, but you didn't have the freeway of like
in math
class.
We couldn't do a podcast in math.
Not yet. I'll try and get it in this year for you folks. I'll try and get it.
I mean, good luck with that. But yeah, you had to deal with our shenanigans, I guess.
Yeah,
and the whole way through. And
I mean,
we didn't call ourselves the Creekcast back then. We were like Equipo Dinamita.
Yeah, and I mean, just like completely separate from the Creekcast and the whole Creeketz thing. But that whole year, it was just like us three in every class, just causing mayhem. Like in math class, we would like get together and work on the board in math and have like complete mental breakdowns on the same wavelength.
Yeah, but it kind of worked because like while you were having a breakdown, then other two could work, and then when I was having a breakdown, you two could work, and when Hamed was having a breakdown, us two could work.
Yeah,
we kind of timed our breakdowns
until the end of the class came, and it was like, you have 5 minutes left to finish these 10 math questions, and we had just done the first one.
Yeah, we somehow managed.
I can vividly just remember like looking, like all three of you looking over at me at the classroom looking for like validation. Like, hang on, was this correct? And I'm like, no. I'm like, no. Sorry.
No.
Completely wrong. Like, no. So yeah, that was good. But yeah, hopefully that helped. I thought maybe that helped you as like become like this awesome like, I'm gonna call you a pair, this awesome group. And you were like, if we can get through maths together, we can get through anything together.
Yeah, we definitely played a role.
Yeah, into handling stress. Because damn.
As I'm screaming at you, being like, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Yeah, okay, that's good. I'm glad.
Now that I remember, Activism Club, a thing where the actual
thing.
Creekcast was born.
Yeah.
For the people who don't know, I think we never actually mentioned this. We had an activism club, Marley. Gagan joined.
We still have it.
Kind of joined. Gagan kind of joined and then stole all our members.
What? No, I didn't.
We share members now.
Yeah, that's silly. Masa, me, and his girlfriend and another girl are the leaders of Activism Club, and we were doing, we have to do some projects to like actually be an activism club and spread our influence outside like the club. And we were like thinking of stuff we could do, because obviously we're sticking together because like other people smell funny and that's not nice. Other people wanted to do like a rocket book or something.
Yeah.
I just ordered my rocket book. Actually, I'm patiently waiting for it to arrive.
Yeah, maybe we'll promote it or something, because I never knew what that was about.
Maybe you can make that your ads. Maybe you can make a deal with me.
Oh, maybe
with rocket book. Yeah, I mean that whole, and actually, just so we remember him in vain, Fer, a friend of ours, actually. He came up with the idea of like doing a podcast that was activist based.
Yeah, he did.
Because I wasn't.
Then he quietly bowed out.
Yeah, because I wasn't.
He was like, I can't handle it.
Like, I wasn't a member on the activist club until later.
Why, Mario? What club did you set up?
That's a funny story. Gagan and me were on another club. Like we were
Please
from the
don't
same
put my
club.
name on this. I had nothing to do with it.
Music club. You take accountability for it. And I was a leader with someone else. I don't remember.
I don't remember either who your other leader was.
I don't know. But we were like, I was kind of hyped up because I was, like we're going to have so much fun doing music stuff. And then we had like one class, we had 3. One where we discussed what we wanted to do. A second one where we prepared what we wanted to do, and a third one where we talked about music and what we wanted to do the club about. But there were too many branches. Like, who wants to learn music? Because I can't teach music. Who wants to talk about music?
I think the key issue is that the only member was your brother.
Yeah, I mean, there were like 4 others, I think. Like one his generation and some other dudes.
Your brother. But I think it was a good thing. I feel like that was a very sensible decision to just ban that club. That you could go to your rightful home, which was activism. So I feel
it went full circle.
Yeah.
And then
I welcomed you in with open arms. I was supposed to have 2 leaders in my club, and then first Mazza was like, "Please, can I be a leader?" And I was like, "All right." And then you come along, and you're like, "Please, can I be a leader too?" And I was like, I don't know. I have to ask somebody if this is allowed.
And I had a test trial, like, are you going to make a
good
leader?
Those guys decided to do that, not me. By the
way. Wow. Okay. I mean,
I won't disclose names, but it was somebody else.
I mean, it's cool. Like, no resentment, because I get it. Like, 4
you passed the test trial, so it's all right.
I mean, I think we're the club with the most members, so I think it's fitting.
Yeah. And basically, Fer was like, pitched this way back.
Another classmate of ours.
And so we were both like just making a presentation, and it was stuck at that point. And then Huerta came in, and he was like, "Oh, look, a podcast." And the first time we like got together, the 3 of us, he was like, "So we're doing the Creekcast, and then we're gonna do this and that and this," and everybody and Fer was just like, "Oh,
goodbye." He's like, "I've got other things to do in my life."
And he never came to the club again.
No, he still comes. I think he was just a little bit overwhelmed. He was like, "I'm gonna come up with another idea," and I was like, "Okay."
Did he though? Because
I was trying to make him work on, but he was like, "This is too much money." On making a plan to submit to Elon Musk's competition.
Oh,
for the carbon capturing technology. But he was like, No.
I mean, it's going up against MIT students and stuff.
No, I know
so
exactly.
It's a pretty.
And in the
tall
end, it
order.
probably would have been pointless. But there's student prizes. But yeah, that's also against MIT.
Okay, if it's
Not
money-
high school students. No. Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
you're
if
right.
it's a notebook or something, I mean, I get it, but yeah. So I think that's officially how the Creekcast came to be.
Yeah.
It was through Activism Club, and we were like, okay, we're gonna do the cricket stuff, and then we kind of realized, we have to do it activism based.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the club's about. That I'm
Yeah.
Because
I remember.
Now the brand is like kind of, it's not settled because we already talked about this of how we wanted to make it like versatile and flexible. Like it's
A
the
bigger
Creeketz,
concept.
not the Creekcast forever. It's the Creeketz, which
Yeah.
is more of a concept. But we like the Creekcast in and of itself. I think it's settled down on activism in general, in all various forms of it. We're not like climate change. We already talked about anti-poaching, with
Yeah,
actual people who go anti-poaching. The Black Mambas. What a perfect episode! I love that
I'm really
one.
excited.
Yeah, because this episode is going to be coming out towards the end of the season. We're recording this like 2 days before the first episode.
Yeah,
releases.
Saturday, 21 August 2021.
And yeah, I mean, basically, we kind of started off not having any idea of what we were doing. Like, it was like, okay, so do we like bring on people, or do we just talk about problems? Who wants to listen to us talk about problems?
You were quite ranty at the beginning. Though.
Yeah. it was just figuring ourselves out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, technically the first episode was Gagan because the other two were already pre-recorded from other
Works.
classes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was I the first? Oh, so I was like
Yeah.
the first one of this like new version of Creekcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
were the
were
first
the-
official recording.
Yeah,
It was
because
so cool.
The other two episodes were simple, like from other assignments where the Creekcast came to play.
Yeah.
Because we did a ton of Creekcast episodes. Now that I am thinking, we did the GMO one, and I don't remember what we did.
Classism versus racism and the Tokyo protest one. But
Tokyo
yeah,
protest.
I mean Hong Kong.
Oh,
I
Hong
was like,
Kong
what?
protest.
I don't remember process in Tokyo.
Then the GMO one. And you had another one.
Yeah, and that's it.
No, and I did another one, an offshoot one, like a small like.
Oh, you
DLC
did one
kind of
off
stuff.
brand, huh?
Yeah, no, an off-brand Creekcast.
We're gonna get that trademark.
We're rogue, Mariano.
Yeah, no, because it was like a global politics assignment to do a
Unbelievable.
podcast with the other kind of subjects that we never talked to and kind of mix them together. It was weird. So I just stuck the Creekcast there to have a general outline of how I want to do things. Another lost episodes for the Lost Media Archives, I guess.
Nice.
Like they'll be found when you like try and run for president. Like remember that time when you were like 16 and you did this thing and you said this? Like oh no, what?
I think it's good that I edit the episodes because I think I have recorded Massa saying I love Hitler or something.
Who are you, Laura Rossi?
Listen.
I am not adding context to that.
Do not believe this man.
I have you on video, my man.
Oh.
It's your word against yours. Yeah, though before you cancel Massa, it was like, we should bring people from other points of view to the podcast, and he was like, oh yeah, but we shouldn't bring people who said I love Hitler, and then I recorded that piece. Now I have him saying that.
Massa out of context.
Oh, we should do an episode about that. Just an exclusive YouTube video. But
I think one of my other favorite things was when you remember we did that little tiny mini documentary making task,
Yes,
and you guys made the documentary of the Creekcast.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Not the
talked
Creekcast, sorry,
about
the
this.
Creeketz.
Yeah.
And it was super inappropriate. There's this part where Maz is literally pretending to inject his arm with something. And, and I've shown some people that before because I do love your stuff and I actually do show people in my life the things. And they were like, you let them make that in your
Yeah, I
We're old
mean,
enough.
we can include that clip right here in this
Oh, are you
episode.
sure? Okay. Clip right.
There's also a part where Mariano's really drunk and vomiting on himself on the ground.
Yes, I was the alcoholic one. He was a drug addict, and the last cricket, Hamed, was the suicidal one.
Yeah, who got rescued at the last moment.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, the whole.
Was that a foreshadow? No. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean it in that way. I didn't mean that. I think Ahmed is going to do something like that. I just meant that. Anyway, I'll take that back.
Marley, you're cancelled now.
How do I squirm out of what I just accidentally said? I'm leaving the call. I'm out. Goodbye. I gotta look for houses.
Okay, I mean, I don't even know how to follow that up.
That was an accident.
Oh, I will change the subject quickly. Can we please do our collab this year for the Creeketz and
Yes,
me? Can we
definitely.
do that?
Maybe we'll do it
You
as a
already got
send
the
off.
time.
Yeah,
and
we can do it as a send off, of 12th
Okay,
grade.
perfect.
Maz, are
Okay.
you going to rap on stage?
Obviously.
Oh,
obviously.
we're doing a live performance.
Oh, look, he
Hell
didn't
yeah.
even flinch. He's ready.
You're like, I've been waiting my whole life for this.
You know, before this whole COVID thing, we were gonna do Just Dance for the talent show, and
Yeah.
it
It
COVID
never
struck.
needed to be, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think I understood your foreshadowing comment. Well, basically, what I wanted to say is that, looking back, we already talked about mental health and
Yeah.
homeless people and stuff.
We've touched on those points.
And now thinking about it, we kind of were a little insensitive to that topic, I guess.
I guess if you look at that clip, probably.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of losing viewership because if we release those, either way we're showing those.
Yeah,
those
we are,
clips.
because we're transparent.
Yeah, we don't hide
And to show
stuff.
your growth,
Exactly.
and wokeness. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's all
Oh,
good. You've
don't-
learned, you've seen
don't
it, you've
call
tried to
us
fix
woke.
it, it's all fine.
We had a whole woke episode.
Yeah,
talking about
Huerta
wokeness.
was hating
I
on the woke
unhinged.
culture. Well, I think we both were.
Yeah, I tend to be the negative one, but we unhinged.
Was it the same one about cancel culture or was it a different
Yeah,
one?
cancel
Yeah.
culture. And
That was
Well,
the most ranty of all of your episodes.
Yeah,
but it was fun. It was
We
fun.
just started geeking out over movies and comic books and how they changed the female characters.
I remember listening to it at the gym. I was working out and I was like, what are these guys talking about? What is this?
And I have more ammo for that because there's a new comic called
Oh my
I'm
God.
Not Starfire, and I'm ready to go all out.
You're like, I could change the episode right now. Just give me one word and I've done it.
I started this company, okay?
Yeah, my thing for the year is that I want to be the hashtag woke police. I think I wrote it in a teacher chat one day, but I'm gonna be so on it. So just get ready. I'm so gonna be ready.
Oh, hell
he's
yeah.
coming for you.
Oh, I mean, we're all for it. We
Yeah.
need more discussion episodes. No, the debate. I think this season we had no debate episodes at all. We were
well,
full guests.
So far, the pre-recorded, we have had no verses or debates, but we're probably gonna have to fit some in. And I mean, as current events pop up, we'll have to discuss about them and upload those.
Yeah,
But
we were thinking on doing an off-season of the Creekcast on just small 10 to
yeah, it's separate videos from the actual.
Yeah, so you don't have this dry period of no Creekcast whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, no, you don't.
No, I've been suffering all summer. I haven't
Yeah,
been
the
able to
people
listen
can't
to.
handle it. We
Yeah.
have a responsibility, and we've made these people
Yes,
addicted.
please.
We've made them hold on for 3 months. without Creekcast content.
I had to listen
Never
to
again.
podcasts of famous people like Jane Goodall, and I just wasn't.
Like,
It's just not the same level of production.
no,
No.
it doesn't have the student charm.
Or knowledge, you know. Jane Goodall's
Yeah.
got really nothing on you guys.
Yeah, honestly, and she didn't answer my email, so you know what? She
Yeah.
clearly doesn't know enough.
Did you actually email Jane Goodall?
Yeah, I mean,
That's awesome.
he went all. I mean, he's the one that sends all the like emails and DMs, and sometimes every time I do maintenance on the Instagram, like I just check everyone who he has DM'd, and it's just walls and walls and walls of
Maybe
DMs.
Maz is going to become a PR man in his
It
future.
could, like, he very
Yeah.
well
It's so
could be.
good.
I mean, I'm shocked we didn't get Mr. Beast on this.
Yeah.
You don't know
haven't
who
got
Mr.
him.
Beast is, because that would
No,
be
I don't. I
hilarious.
love that reference.
You don't, Marley? Do you know who?
Is
Mr.
he a
Beast?
famous YouTuber?
Yes. Oh wow. Okay. I
He
thought it
planted
would be
like 10
funnier,
million
yeah.
trees. And
Oh yeah.
He's,
I know him. Uh-huh.
He's a somehow millionaire dude who, I would say philanthropist, because
yeah.
I mean most of his money goes to like
Helping.
activism, I guess. It's more helping.
Yeah.
Did you get past
Which
your
I
first
guess
dollar
is-
ever?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're on 6.
Woo! Nice.
Congratulations.
Well, but we got over the first dollar like on the first season.
Yeah, Marley, haven't you been listening?
I was listening to all. I thought we were still at the end of the first season on the first dollar. I didn't realize we'd gone up.
No, we're like on the 5th. Or something.
Yeah.
That's so good.
My bad.
We're on form.
Hope you get to 10 by the end of the year. That's it.
But yeah, I mean, I think that gives a lot of context to how we came to be, how
Yeah.
our roots, where we came from, what
The
we're
role
now,
that
how we
Gagan
changed,
and Marley played
have
in
creating because you weren't only witnesses. You actually tangibly affected how
podcast.
the podcast came to be.
Yeah.
And that's
Which
not
I'm
even
glad.
arguable. Like,
Yeah.
Gagan was our first ever guest on the first ever proper episode, and that made us realize, like, damn, we can actually do this. Because, like, talking to each other, like, we can do it, like, whenever. Because
Yeah.
we can rant about, like, how Batgirl was changed. and how... Like, it's a whole thing. Like, come on, like Batgirl is already Batgirl. You don't need to make Batman a girl. Like,
Oh yeah, I remember this. The
mind-boggling.
Ranty Rant episode.
We can do that whenever, like very clearly. I can talk to myself about
I totally believe that. I believe you rant
I
at
think
yourself.
I believe it.
Yeah, that's how I practice. But having a proper guest and having a tangible way of thinking the entire and structuring the entire episode, that takes more preparation.
Yeah.
And Marley showed us like just how to focus our creative juices into something useful.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad, because Mazza said that in the Activism Club, his only job was going to be to choose Just Dance every week, and I was like, "You're going to be a leader in the Activism Club, like that. You've designated yourself this one job and nothing else."
And
So when you actually started to do something, I was like, "Yes."
and now we're a perfect example, because not only is our example the most successful, I would argue, but also the one that's most long running. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like
Peterson
schools
School's
doing
#1 project.
Yeah.
We're going
I think so.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to put that on a sticker.
On a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
you should
better
get
because you will be
your
food.
jacket.
But, yeah. Please don't do that for your own safety.
No, but I am
Maybe we
forever
censor
impressed.
Peterson. We're like Peter's best project. I don't know, future plans. So yeah, I think that perfectly concludes this very long segment of this very large episode. It would seem maybe we divided it into 2 parts. I don't know. We're doing this as it goes. So yeah, we'll have our next guest in a few, maybe in a different episode, maybe on this episode. We don't know.
I thought it was about like 4 minutes worth of content that you can use from today's recording.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that editing. I'm
trust
excited.
me,
It's
this
going to be
is-
one word from each saying hello and saying goodbye. And that's it.
So yeah, perfect little segment. I would argue. I don't know. I had tons of fun talking to you. Lots of laughs. Lots of knowing
This is the
our
most
roots.
I've cried in a while, so thank you.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for being on. Stop laughing. We need to move on.
Yep, good times, everyone.
Thank you for having us. We
Yeah, thank you so
appreciate it. And I'm very impressed by your work. I could, for some reason, your things always pop up on my phone from Discord. I can't make them go away. every time you're doing something, I know that you're doing it. And in the holidays, I was like, wow, they're actually working on this in their summer. That
Yes.
really showed me that you're super into this and it made me very, very excited and happy. So well done, my friends.
So, yeah,
You're doing
and
a
be
great
more
job.
excited because we have the off-season coming up. Yeah, by the time you're like listening to this,
Yeah,
We-
you'll have a lot of Creekcast.
yeah, you'll have a lot of Creekcast to look forward to.
Indulge.
Try us over.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, you will be listening to this like,
You will.
yeah, you will. But like by October or something like that, because
Yeah.
we're releasing one episode per week. So yeah,
Right.
I mean, it serves a cute little time capsule. No one die, or this would be kind of sad. Okay.
I think
Because
we
looking
should
back, like,
right
oh,
there.
do
I
you
think we should
remember?
now.
Huerta has lost his tracks. So
Oh, like when were they on? Okay, so
so we're just gonna close up this mini segment. We're moving on in this episode. If you're watching to either Huerta's mom and his brother, or Regina and Ximena, one of the two. So yeah, stick around.
see you back on the next episode / part.
Creek you later.
Creek you later. You have to say the goodbye, or I'm not ending this.
Creek you later.
Back to the Creekcast, or well, another segment of this giant episode. We're continuing with Ximena and Regina, who you should already know from the favorite episode voted by the people.
And
Women's
most
Day.
viewed by far.
Yeah. Yep. So they are back on this giant episode to talk about their roles in the journey of the Creeketz, because they've been there, and the Creekcast, of course.
So yeah, it's basically again reminiscing about the past and stuff. So yeah, just to start off, how do you remember us in general starting out?
Do you want to go first or should I?
Go ahead, please.
Okay, so I kind of started being related to the Creeketz long after they were created. The Creeketz already existed before I appeared in Masses Live over here. So I remember your Friday for Futures video.
Oh
which
hell
I
yeah!
love. I remember that. And then I remember when we just like created the Activism Club, and how you guys were constantly talking about wanting to make a podcast, and how you kind of just started off and started kind of giving it your all, which was very impressive. It was one of the few projects from the club that actually kind of continued, that actually worked, that actually growed. And I don't know, I remember you guys starting like out of nothing, just both of you talking, and then how it started growing. I remember your first guest, Anne Makasinski, which was like huge. I was so excited. I remember you guys were super excited, and how you guys have been just growing from there. Of course, I remember when Rhea and I were guests. It was so much fun. We really enjoyed that. And well, now that I see you starting this second season of the Creekcast, I don't know, I couldn't be prouder. It's an amazing project, and I'm just happy that it has like continued. and that we can be a part of it.
Yeah, it has definitely been a honor being part of this, because it was like a very, I don't know how to describe it, but it was a different kind of project. Like
It
the
was built
Creeketz,
different.
yeah, yeah, basically the Creeketz was basically a a thing to just do projects and work on things related to school things, and then you started doing it by yourself. So that is pretty impressive. And the amount of growth this project has gained is actually amazing. So I have nothing other than to congratulate you for your efforts and for what have you become from all of this. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Thank you both for having yet again, because it is an honor being here yet again. So
Yeah, I mean, we did promise you having you back, all you two, if I remember correctly.
I mean,
We're the favorites, so.
yeah, exactly. There's a reason why they're favorites.
I mean, I think by far it's the most viewed episode in general.
Yeah.
The episode where you two were in.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Boris' favorite.
Not because it was us, like that's kind of what matters less, but I think what we talk about is kind of important. Like it's
Yeah.
cool that people listen to that.
Definitely. But it's kind of sad that we picked on the 6th episode.
Yeah.
Okay, second season is
it's
gonna
just a
be so
beginning.
much better.
Oh, that's the first season. Like, second season is coming on fire. And it's kind of weird that we talk about...
Firewall.
It's kind of weird that we talk about Firewall being like an upcoming thing, because by the time this episode is released, will be on December / just next
November.
year.
Yeah.
So yeah, for us, Firewall is actually coming out tomorrow, the first episode. So this would be a wild thing to look back on.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
And
do you
This
remember?
is released.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's also, kind of looking back at both your roles in what the Creekcast has become. It's pretty fair to say that you're also like a big part of the team and like have helped with the journey as well, because there's been things and like also apart from support and like feedback and things, it's that you've also both been like kind of there helping and doing things for the product and the project. So also, thank you for being there and helping out with a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, with the store, with the art thing, it's all... It helps us grow even further, which we hope it's going to be even bigger by the time we listen to this when the episode comes out. Because now that I'm seeing it as a whole, that this might be like released by 2023. Yeah, 2023, because we have episodes lined up till
2022.
Yeah, 2022, right?
3. Oh yeah, it's just I saw my calendar and I saw 22 and I was like, yeah, it's 2022. But maybe to episode 2023. We don't know. We have many guests lined up. We don't know.
Never know. Yeah, but I think
A long time from now.
yeah, it's gonna come out a while from now, and let's hope that that this grows a bit more. But
It serves
yeah,
as
I
a
mean,
time capsule of sorts.
yeah, I guess, yeah.
Of us
And-
as people. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Say something remarkable.
And
Like the
It
project.
honestly has been I'm sorry. Well, yeah, it has honestly been a pleasure helping you guys with absolutely anything that crosses with us. So yeah, it's pretty cool just helping out each other and seeing you guys grow. It's really fun, and I'm really glad you're keeping up with this podcast, because it's actually a really I don't know how to say it or put it in some other way, but other than nice. But
Yeah, like
yeah,
a push.
yeah, it's pretty important to be talking about all of these issues and ideas and everything for us like youth to be informed about. So
Yeah, I mean, it's not only youth. I think
yeah,
I don't want to say old because that's like half our demographic, but
Um,
like 40 plus people still hear us for some reason. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Well, we know the reason, but
Shh. They're not our parents. They're not.
yeah, our parents, friends. But yeah, I mean, it's been a wild ride, honestly, from something so inconsequential as just a band, a fictional band. It's not even a real one, to a real band, to just works of school, to a podcast, to the Creekcast. I don't know. I didn't know it would end. Well, it would be like this because we're still on for a third season.
Yeah. No, honestly, like if we look back and we watch the Fridays for Future video, and we see what you guys are doing now, it's like you can't imagine it's the same people, you know?
yeah, it's an immense growth, honestly. So.
Yeah.
We yeah, I don't know even what to say about that video. Maybe we put it on here, and then we add it
And
in post.
yeah, but I think kind of also as a question to you two, you know, being the number one voted guests and, you know, the fan favorite, as well as like, you know, that role that you have both had. I guess, what do you see looking forward, not only for us and our project, but also your possible involvement in the project?
Well, I mean, personally, I see like a further development of like the Creeketz, like the brand, not just the podcast, but rather like growing into something else. You know, we talk about merch and we talk about the art competition and we talk about having different links rather than only the podcast and more project and more works than that. So that's what I see. I see the development of the brand. I see myself and probably Rey also more involved in what you guys do, because so far it's been, you know, you talking to the different guests. And I think that if we put a little more like PR into it and we start making it something like a brand rather than just a podcast, you guys can have like an immense growth. Like if you guys started here and are already here, you would like go way further, you know? So I think that would be cool, and that's kind of what I see in your future, like not necessarily with me involved, but I do see you guys growing into a brand rather than just the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, funny that you mentioned it because we have already talked about this. I don't know if in podcast or just in a meeting, we've talked about how the Creeketz is more of a brand, not only to box ourselves in within a podcast. But for the time being, we're sticking with podcast because it's what we know what to do, and we already recorded so many episodes. I think they need to be released first. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows what the future holds for us? We don't know, but we do know that we're sticking to this. So,
Sticking together.
yeah, sure.
Wow.
The beginning of the Creekcast itself, as in the podcast or the brand or absolutely everything else. So yeah, I would say like you guys are just starting basically, and I can see this thing being a bigger and even bigger thing. So
Thanks for saying bigger and not big. Because but yeah, I mean, it can be so much more than it already is. From a podcast to who knows what, we tend to have ideas and inspiration on the moment. I think Bit Size was born yesterday. No, the day after that.
Well, yesterday in like the day we're recording,
Yeah, the idea came before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it came in bursts, so...
Things will come. Ideas will come.
I think it's important for you to know, like, I tell Masa this all the time, but I guess if you to hear it again. It's important for you to know that you are already like...
Okay, see ya.
Even if, well, I don't know by the time people are listening to this, but right now when we're recording this, you guys don't think it's something that big because maybe of the streams or because of the views or because of the likes. But I think you've already touched some people. You've already touched some people, and even if it's one person that's listening to the podcast, it's important that you're doing it, that you're getting people to talk to you, that you're getting important guests to talk to you. And I'm learning, you guys are learning, the people that do listen are learning, and that's kind of how the difference starts. So, like, don't forget that it's already something huge and that it's already something important. Because it can be discouraging, but...
I mean, we do it because we enjoy it. It's not like, oh, we're going to become millionaires, but first we have to suffer through making Firewall. I mean, we enjoy making Firewall and we'll become millionaires through Firewall. So it's a win-win, honestly. People tend to think that, oh, you're working so hard, it must be daunting. It's like, it's fun to do. Unless we have to wake up at 6 a.m. for a guest that never shows up.
Or a no-show.
That ain't fun. It's fun to make fun of, but not be there at the moment.
Yeah, definitely still not bitter about
I'm
it.
I'm not bitter. I am. Fuck those people. There was a guest that had a valid reason.
There was.
So if you're hearing this, don't take it personally. It's not against you.
Yeah.
But for the others, like, come on, dude. You made the appointment. Well, yeah. Not bitterness aside, it's kind of crazy how this whole thing grew out of literally nothing, just an idea.
Yeah.
And a necessity to pass English class.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I mean, I guess to close this segment up, just a huge thank you to both of you. You know, you've both been kind of pillars of this whole journey as well, and you know, we can't take any credit away from your work in the Creekcast and kind of being the other two members that are building and helping. And also, if you're listening, I'm going to put the links in the description for all things Regina, if you've checked that out.
Oh, it's actually here. It's actually down you.
Down
there
in the description. There you go. And and if you're listening, go check out all things Regina.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, I guess
that
I guess
wraps
that's
up
what we can,
this segment. Woo!
Thank you for having us again, guys.
Glad to have your reprisal on this podcast. We'll have you back again for the third season, or for a bit size episode. We don't know. Those are still not made because we made them as we go, basically. So yeah, maybe have you there. But as for now, this is technically your last appearance on Firewall. So good job. Proud of you. And yeah, I mean, see you on the next segment,
final
episode, and we'll see you there.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you.
Creek you later.
Creek you later in 5 seconds. Woo! Welcome back, everyone. Here back again to another segment of this gigantic episode. Now with a special guest, not seen before in the podcast, which is the name of
Juke Blake.
Hell yeah. Basically, I don't know who he is. He's just a random indie musician that helps us with just the music of the podcast. All the intros that you have heard so far are made by him. and yeah, as you can see, very musical guy, and he was part of the Creeketz and the Creeketz vibe long before the Creekcast in general. So
Yeah.
we'll be seeing more of that in this little segment. So what was your involvement with the Creeketz in general?
At first, it was, if I don't remember, if I can remember good. I think we filmed something for school. I'm your younger brother, of course. So the first option, like I think you wanted to film a music video or something. So the first option was, oh, go to your little brother and ask him to film.
Yo, I just remembered. We already talked about this on previous segments, but when the Creeketz really surfaced was with the first music video that we did, and it was all filmed by him, by JUKE.
By JUKE. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember like giving you guys ideas to like, oh, go to the car and and write something, or do a certain, like, try to recreate a certain movie scene from something, you know.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
We can put the clips of those ideas right here.
Forgive you when the tears fell down your face. All the words I can't erase, still can't forgive you. Try to change, take away the pain, get me out of this chain, save me from the rain. Take me to...
Beautiful. Yeah. And yeah, so very simple, really. You know, he's been the music man behind everything.
I mean, it seems just the creative man in general, because a lot of direction, now that I remember correctly.
Yeah. He's basically our official artist, signed to the Creeketz forever. So
Yeah.
any money he makes will go to us.
So the Creekcast is now as well a record label.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean the Creeketz has always been a record label since we invented the band.
A really sketchy one.
No,
Not
sketchy.
sketchy,
At all.
not sketchy. All your profits comes to us, and we're family, so it's basically like you, but it's the money for
Yeah.
me. So, ha.
So boom.
Not
It's
sketchy at
sharing
all.
is caring.
So yeah, basically just another part of the Creeketz where and it goes to show that this is a collective group effort instead of just two
just
guys who said, "Yeah, let's make a podcast," and then it's done. It had a lot of creative input since, well, forever, since its inception. The first ever music video, I think, for the second music video, the Fridays for Future one, you made the music.
Oh yeah, but it was,
Oh yeah, it's not representative of the music you make now, but
Yeah, no.
no, it was like made on my iPhone GarageBand, and
it was still better than anything we could have made.
yeah, so
yeah, it was so weird.
still an improvement. But yeah, I mean,
For some reason, yeah, and for some reason on that song, the Fridays for Future song, I also wanted to go like a little bit experimental for some reason. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make something pop, but as well something experimental, which is weird because I mean I did it on GarageBand, so it went south real quick. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't know why you decided to go experimental on our debut second album. But yeah, I mean, the music is
You
way
can hear
different.
it here.
But yeah, I mean,
oh,
the entire jingle, I would say, for this season for Firewall and the beat size was made by you. You Blake. No,
Blake.
yeah, no
Yeah.
credit until now.
yeah, I'm a ghostwriter.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can add some credit later. This is still
Maybe.
before
I mean,
Firewall is released.
All right.
He is a part of our record label, so we make the decisions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the Cricket is already with you Blake included, so yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty way to to show again not only how hard it was to make this whole podcast in general. It's not a thing that we could have done, the two of us, just out of thin air. We had a lot of creative input, and one of them, and one of them was the jingle, which is iconic by now. All three.
I hope so.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's stuck in my head, and we still haven't released the first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the first bit size.
Yeah, it's a cool jingle, which I don't know. Like he said to me, like, oh, go do a vaporwave, synthwave, dark song that's like 40-second song. Then I just did it, and now apparently is like a whole jingle and all a whole cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's a good way to wrap this little segment up. Just a brief introduction of who Juke Blake is. We're linking everything below because we still promote a lot of his music. By now you need to have more than like 2 albums, because this episode is going to be released by January.
Yeah, so we need those numbers up.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that concludes the last segment of the history of the Creeketz, and we'll see you on the actual last segment of us just talking.
The finale.
Yeah, the very finale of Fireball. So see you.
Creek you later.
In 2 seconds or a week. I don't know how we're dividing those. So creek you later.